How are you guys doing? Today is Sunday, February 13th, 2022. I'm James Sims, and for this episode of The Elite, I'm going to review yesterday's matchups and performances from Saturday, February 12th, 2022. And of course, I'm going to get everyone ready for Super Bowl 56, which is, of course, going to be happening today, of course, as well as everything else is going on around the world, as also the Winter Olympics are going on as well. Not to mention that we are in the second half of the basketball seasons. Of course, because yesterday was Saturday, there was a lot of college basketball as well, so I'm going to start out there. Looking first at the number one ranked team in the nation, the Auburn Tigers hosted the unranked Texas A&M Aggies. The Tigers would beat the Aggies 75-58. Auburn outscored Texas A&M by 15 in the first half. On the winning end of this matchup, the top-ranked Tigers were led in scoring by their starting guard, Allen Flanigan. Flanigan would go on to finish with 16 points in 25 minutes. He would go on to shoot 5 for 11 from the field, and he would shoot 5 for 6 from the foul line. With this win, the top-ranked Auburn Tigers are now 23-2. They are now 11-1 in the SEC and currently hold the best record in the conference. With this loss, the unranked Texas A&M Aggies are 15-10. They are now 4-8 in the SEC. Taking a look at what went down with the second-ranked team in the nation, the Gonzaga Bulldogs would host the 22nd-ranked St. Mary's Gaels. They would host them in Spokane. Gonzaga would win this matchup 74-58. They won it by 16 after they outscored the Gaels by 13 in the first half. On the losing end of this matchup, the 22nd-ranked Gaels were led in scoring by their guard off the bench, Tommy Kuz. Their senior out of Mesa, Arizona, would finish with 16 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists in 31 minutes. He shot 6 for 9 from the field, 2 for 4 from 3, and he shot a perfect 2 for 2 from the foul line. On the winning end of this matchup, the second-ranked Gonzaga Bulldogs were led in scoring by their starting forward, Drew Timme. He finished with 25 points, 8 rebounds, and 5 assists in 35 minutes. He shot 11 for 16 from the field. He made his only three-pointer of the day, and he shot 2 for 4 from the foul line. With this win, the second-ranked Gonzaga Bulldogs are 21-2. They are 10-0 in the West Coast Conference. They are the only team that is still undefeated. They have the best record in their conference as a result. With this loss, the 22nd-ranked St. Mary's Gaels are now 20-6. They are 8-3 in the West Coast Conference. They have the second-best record in the conference so far. Taking a look now at what happened with the fourth-ranked team in the nation, the Arizona Wildcats will go to Washington and face off against the unranked Huskies. And Arizona would beat Washington 92-68. They won this matchup by 24 after they outscored Washington by 9 in the first half and by 15 in the second. On the winning end of this matchup, the fourth-ranked Wildcats were led in scoring by their starting guard out of Canada, Benedict Maturin. He finished with 25 points and 5 rebounds in 31 minutes. He shot 8 for 11 from the field, 3 for 5 from 3, and 6 for 9 from the foul line. Their starting forward, Azuolas Tubelis, out of Lithuania, will go on to finish with 21 points for himself, alongside 10 rebounds in 30 minutes. He shot 10 for 17 from the field, and with this win, the fourth-ranked Arizona Wildcats are now 22-2. With this loss, the unranked Washington Huskies are 13-10. Arizona is 12-1 in the Pac-12. That is the best record in the conference. They are the only team with less than 4 losses so far, considering they only have 1, which means it looks as though Arizona may run away with the Pac-12 title, but I don't want to jinx it. And with this loss, Washington is 8-5 in the conference at this moment. Looking at the fifth-ranked team in the nation, the Kentucky Wildcats would host the unranked Florida Gators. The Wildcats would beat the Gators 78-57. Kentucky outscored Florida. Kentucky beat Florida by 21, and they would outscore Florida by 16 in the second half. On the winning end of this matchup, the fifth-ranked Wildcats were led in scoring by their starting forward, Oscar Tshiebwe. He finished with 25 points, 19 rebounds, and 3 steals, all in 38 minutes. He would shoot 11 for 18 from the field, and he would go on to shoot 5 for 6 for the foul line on the night. With this win, the Kentucky Wildcats are 21-4. They are now 10-2 in the SEC at the moment. That is the second best record in the SEC to Auburn right now. They are the only two-loss team at the moment. And with this loss, the unranked Florida Gators are 16-9 on the year. They are now 6-6 in the SEC. Taking a look at what's going on with the sixth-ranked team in the nation, the Houston Cougars would host the unranked Memphis Tigers. Memphis would beat Houston 69-59. They won it by 10 after outscoring Houston by 13 in the second half. On the losing end of this matchup, the sixth-ranked Houston Cougars were led in scoring by their starting guard, Fabian White Jr., and their starting guard, Taze Moore. White finished with 15 points, 3 steals, and 6 turnovers in 36 minutes. He shot 6 for 10 from the field, 3 for 4 from 3 as well. Moore would finish with 15 points, 8 rebounds, and 4 steals in 39 minutes. He shot 7 for 12 from the field. And on the winning end of this matchup, the unranked Memphis Tigers were led in scoring by their starting guard, Landers Nolley II. He finished with 20 points in 36 minutes. He shot 5 for 7 from the field, 4 for 5 from 3, and a perfect 6 for 6 from the foul line. With this win, the unranked Memphis Tigers are 14-8. They are now 8-4 in the American Conference. That is the third best record so far. And with this loss, the sixth-ranked Houston Cougars are 20-4. They are 9-2 in the American Conference. They are tied with SMU at 9-2 for the best record in the American Conference at this very moment. Taking a look at the seventh-ranked team in the nation, my alma mater, Duke Blue Devils, would go on to beat Boston College in Boston. They won this game 72-61. Duke won this game by 11 points after outscoring Boston College by 9 in the first half. On the winning end of this matchup, the Duke Blue Devils were led in scoring by their starting forward, Paolo Banchero. He finished with 16 points and 14 rebounds in 34 minutes. He shot 7 for 14 from the field and a perfect 2 for 2 from the foul line. With this win, the Duke Blue Devils are now 21-4. They are now 11-3 in the ACC. They are tied with Notre Dame for the best record in the conference. And with this loss, the unranked Boston College Eagles are now 9-14. They are 4-9 in the ACC. Duke still remains the only ranked team in the ACC. Looking at the eighth-ranked team in the nation, the Kansas Jayhawks hosted unranked Oklahoma in Allen Fieldhouse. Kansas beat Oklahoma 71-69. They won by 2 after outscoring Oklahoma by 5 in the second half to overcome their deficit. On the winning end of this matchup, the Kansas Jayhawks were led in scoring by their starting forward, Jalen Wilson. He finished with 22 points and 9 rebounds in 38 minutes. He shot 8 for 12 from the field, 1 for 2 from 3, and he shot 5 for 6 from the foul line. With this win, the 8th-ranked Kansas Jayhawks are now 20-4. They are 9-2 in the Big 12. That is the best record in the conference right now, as they are the only team with less than 3 wins. With this loss, the unranked Oklahoma Sooners are now 14-11. They are 4-8 in the Big 12. That is the third worst record in the conference. Looking at the 9th-ranked team in the nation and staying within the Big 12, the Texas Tech Red Raiders hosted the unranked TCU Horned Frogs. Texas Tech beat TCU 82-69. The Red Raiders would outscore TCU by 16 in order to win this game by 13. On the winning end of this matchup, the 9th-ranked Texas Tech Red Raiders would be led in scoring by their guard off the bench, Terrence Shannon Jr. He finished with 20 points and 2 steals in 28 minutes. He shot 7 for 9 from the field, 2 for 3 from 3, and 4 for 5 from the foul line. With this win, the 9th-ranked Texas Tech Red Raiders are 19-6. They are 8-4 in the Big 12. That is the third best record in the conference. With this loss, the unranked TCU Horned Frogs are 16-6. They are 5-5 in the Big 12, as they are team number 6 out of 12. Taking a look at what is happening with the 10th-ranked team in the nation, the defending national champs Baylor Bears would host the 20th-ranked Texas Longhorns from within the state. Baylor beat Texas 80-63. They won by 17 after outscoring Texas by 13 in the first half. On the losing end of this matchup, the 20th-ranked Texas Longhorns were led in scoring by their guard off the bench, Andrew Jones. He finished with 11 points in 18 minutes. He shot 4 for 11 from the field. On the winning end of this matchup, the 10th-ranked Baylor Bears were led in scoring by their starting guard, Adam Flagler. He finished with 20 points in 35 minutes. He shot 8 for 11 from the field, and he shot 4 for 5 from 3. With this win, the 10th-ranked Baylor Bears are 21-4. They are 9-3 in the Big 12. They have the second-best record in the Big 12, right behind Kansas. With this loss, the 20th-ranked Texas Longhorns are 18-7. They are 7-5 in the Big 12. That is currently the fourth-best record in the conference. Now, looking at the 11th-ranked team in the nation, the Providence Friars would host the unranked DePaul Blue Demons. Providence beat DePaul 76-73 in overtime, and on the winning end of this matchup, the Friars would be led in scoring by their guard off the bench, Jared Bynum. He finished with 25 points, 7 rebounds, and 6 assists in 37 minutes. He shot 8 for 15 from the field, 4 for 8 from 3, and 5 for 7 from the foul line. With this win, the 11th-ranked Friars are 21-2. They are 11-1 in the Big East. That is currently the best record in the conference. And with this loss, the unranked DePaul Blue Demons are 12-11. They are 3-10. That is the second worst record in the Big East. The only team worse than them is Georgetown at this moment. Looking at the 12th ranked team in the nation, the UCLA Bruins would not drive far to face off against the 21st ranked USC Trojans. The Trojans beat the Bruins 67-64. They won by 3 after outscoring UCLA in both halves, just slightly. On the losing end of this matchup, the Bruins would be led in scoring by their starting guard, Tiger Campbell. He finished with 27 points and 2 steals in 35 minutes. He shot 6 for 12 from the field, 2 for 3 from 3, and 13 for 14 from the foul line. On the winning end of this matchup, the 21st-ranked Trojans would be led in scoring by their starting guard, Drew Peterson. He finished with 27 points, 12 rebounds, and 5 blocks in 38 minutes. He shot 9 for 13 from the field, 4 for 5 from 3, and 5 for 6 from the foul line. With this win, the 21st-ranked USC Trojans are 21-4. They are 10-4 in the Pac-12. That is the second-best record in the conference behind Arizona. With this loss, the 12th-ranked UCLA Bruins are 9-4. They are tied with Oregon for the third-best record in the Pac-12. Now, looking at the 14th ranked team in the nation, the Wisconsin Badgers would host the unranked Rutgers Scarlet Knights. Rutgers would end up upsetting Wisconsin 73-65. They won this matchup by 8 after outscoring the Badgers by 5 in the second half. On the losing end of this matchup, the 14th ranked Wisconsin Badgers were led in scoring by their starting forward, Tyler Wall. He finished with 23 points and 2 steals in 38 minutes. He shot 9 for 14 from the field, 1 for 1 from 3, and he shot 4 for 5 from the foul line. On the winning end of this matchup, the Rutgers Scarlet Knights were led in scoring by their starting forward, Ron Harper Jr. He would finish with 21 points and 6 rebounds in 31 minutes. He shot 6 for 13 from the field, 3 for 6 from 3, and 6 for 7 from the foul line. With this win, the Rutgers Scarlet Knights are now 15-9. They are 9-5 in the Big Ten. And with this loss, the 14th ranked Wisconsin Badgers are now 19-5. They are now 10-4 in the Big Ten. That is the third best record in the conference. Now, jumping out to looking at the 15th ranked team in the nation, the Villanova Wildcats would host the unranked Seton Hall Pirates. Villanova beat Seton Hall 73-67. They won by 6 after outscoring Seton Hall by 9 in the second half. On the winning end of this matchup, Villanova would be led in scoring by their starting forward, Jermaine Samuels, and their starting guard, Justin Moore. Samuels finished with 16 points in 33 minutes as he shot 7 for 11 from the field, and he made his only free throw of the day. Justin Moore finished with 16 points and 7 rebounds alongside 3 steals in 36 minutes. He shot 3 for 11 from the field and a perfect 8 for 8 from the foul line. With this win, the 15th ranked Villanova Wildcats are now 19-6. They are 12-3 in the Big East. That is the second best record in the conference behind Providence, who only has 1 loss in the Big East. With this loss, the unranked Seton Hall Pirates are 15-8. They are 6-7 in the conference for the time being. Looking at the 16th ranked team in the nation, the Ohio State Buckeyes would go to Ann Arbor to face off against the unranked Michigan Wolverines. And in what would be payback for the football season, Ohio State would beat Michigan 68-57. They won by 11 after outscoring Michigan by 8 in the second half. On the winning end of this matchup, the 16th ranked Buckeyes would be led in scoring by their starting forward, E.J. Liddell. He finished with 28 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 blocks in 36 minutes. He shot 8 for 17 from the field, and he shot a perfect 11 for 11 from the foul line. With this win, the 16th ranked Ohio State Buckeyes are now 15-6. They are 8-4 in the Big Ten. That is currently the 5th best record in the conference at the moment. With this loss, the unranked Michigan Wolverines are 13-10. They are now 7-6 in the Big Ten. Looking at the 17th ranked team in the nation and staying within the state of Michigan, the 17th ranked Michigan State Spartans hosted the unranked Indiana Hoosiers. Michigan State beat Indiana 76-61. They won by 15 after outscoring Indiana by 7 in the first half and by 8 in the second half. On the winning end of this matchup, the Spartans were led in scoring by their forward off the bench, Malik Hall. He would finish with 18 points and 6 rebounds in 24 minutes. He shot 4 for 9 from the field, 2 for 4 from 3, and he made all 8 of his free throw attempts. With this win, the 17th ranked Michigan State Spartans are 18-6. They are 9-4 in the Big Ten. With this loss, unranked Indiana is 16-8 on the season, and they are 7-7 in the conference. At 9-4, Michigan State is currently holding the 4th best record in the Big Ten at the moment. Jumping down to looking at what happened with the 18th ranked team in the nation, the Marquette Golden Eagles would go to Indiana to face off against the unranked Butler Bulldogs. Butler would beat Marquette 85-79. They would win this game by 6 after outscoring Marquette by 15 in the first half. On the losing end of this matchup, the 18th ranked Golden Eagles were led in scoring by their starting forward, Justin Lewis. He would finish with 27 points and 9 rebounds in 37 minutes. He shot 10 for 17 from the field, 4 for 7 from 3, and 3 for 5 from the foul line. On the winning end of this matchup, the unranked Butler Bulldogs were led in scoring by their starting forward, Bryce Golden. He finished with 22 points in 33 minutes. He shot 7 for 12 from the field, 3 for 5 from 3, and a perfect 5 for 5 from the foul line. With this win, the unranked Butler Bulldogs are 12-13. They are 5-9 in the Big East. That is the 3rd worst record in the conference. With this loss, the 18th ranked Marquette Golden Eagles are 16-9 as they are 8-6 in the conference. That is the 5th best record in the Big East. Now, looking at the 19th ranked team in the nation, the Tennessee Volunteers hosted the unranked Vanderbilt Commodores from within their state. Tennessee would beat Vanderbilt 73-64. They won by 9 after outscoring Vanderbilt by 12 in the first half. The Volunteers were led in scoring by their guard off the bench, Zakai Ziegler. He finished with 16 points, 5 assists, and 2 steals in 28 minutes. He shot 5 for 10 from the field, 3 for 5 from 3, and 3 for 5 from the foul line. With this win, the 19th ranked Tennessee Volunteers are 18-6. They are now 9-3 in the SEC. That is currently the 3rd best record in the conference at the moment. And with this loss, unranked Vanderbilt is 13-11. They are 5-7 in the SEC. Now, last but not least, looking at the 23rd ranked team in the nation, the Murray State Racers would face off against the unranked Morehead State Eagles. Murray State would win this game 57-53. They won by 4 after outscoring Morehead State by 8 in the second half. On the winning end of this matchup, the 23rd ranked Murray State Racers would be led in scoring by their starting forward, KJ Williams. KJ Williams finished with 21 points, 12 rebounds, and 4 steals all in 32 minutes. He shot 8 for 14 from the field and a perfect 5 for 5 from the foul line. With this win, the Murray State Racers are now 4-2. They are 14-0 in the Ohio Valley Conference. That is the best record so far. They're the only team that is still undefeated. And with this loss, the unranked Morehead State Eagles are 19-8. They are 11-3 in their conference. That is the 3rd best record in the Ohio Valley Conference. Now, taking a look at what's going on at the professional level, Today is the final matchup of the 2021 and 2022 NFL football season. As the fourth seed in the AFC North champions Cincinnati Bengals are going to face off against the fourth seed out of the NFC West, the NFC West regular season champs, and the NFC champs Los Angeles Rams. It's going to be taking place in SoFi Stadium, as of course the halftime show is going to be highly anticipated, as many people are possible, as two very amazing narratives can be shaped if either team wins. So I really can't wait to see how this matchup goes. I will have a Super Bowl preview following this if you want to go into further detail. And taking a look at what's going on in the NBA, looking at yesterday's matchup, starting off in Portland, the Trailblazers hosted the New York Knicks. The Blazers would end up beating the Knicks 112-103. They would win this matchup by 9 after they outscored the Knicks by 24 points in the fourth quarter. On the losing end of this matchup, the New York Knicks were led in scoring by their starting power forward out of Kentucky, Julius Randle. He finished with 28 points, 16 rebounds, 6 assists, and 5 turnovers in 41 minutes. He shot 8 for 20 from the field and 12 for 13 from the foul line. Their starting point guard, Kemba Walker, finished with 23 points and 26 minutes. He shot 7 for 12 from the field, 4 for 8 from 3, and a perfect 5 for 5 from the foul line. Their starting shooting guard, Quentin Grimes, finished with 20 points and 2 steals in 37 minutes. He shot 6 for 10 from the field, 4 for 8 from 3, and 3 for 6 from the foul line. On the winning end of this matchup, the Portland Trailblazers were led in scoring by their starting shooting guard, Anthony Simons. He finished with 30 points, 5 rebounds, and 8 assists in 37 minutes. He shot 11 for 23 from the field, 6 for 12 from 3, and he shot 2 for 3 from the foul line. Their starting shooting guard, Josh Hart, would finish with 23 points in 37 minutes. He shot 7 for 12 from the field, 3 for 6 from 3, and 6 for 8 from the foul line. The Trailblazers starting center, Jusuf Nurkic, would finish with 12 points, 20 rebounds, 6 assists, and 5 turnovers in 33 minutes. He shot 5 for 10 from the field and a perfect 2 for 2 from the foul line. With this win, the Portland Trailblazers are now 23-34. With this loss, it looks as though the New York Knicks are now 25-32. Taking a look at what happened in Charlotte, the Hornets hosted the Memphis Grizzlies. The Grizzlies would beat the Hornets 125-118. The Grizzlies won this matchup by 7 after they outscored the Hornets by 21 in the first quarter and then by 10 in the second. They were up by 31 at the half. On the losing end of this matchup, the hometown Charlotte Hornets were led in scoring by their starting shooting guard out of Louisville, Terry Rozier. He finished with 35 points, 10 rebounds, and 9 assists in 41 minutes. He shot 11 for 27 from the field, 6 for 17 from 3, and 7 for 9 from the foul line. Their elite starting point guard, LaMelo Ball, finished with 25 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists in 33 minutes. He shot 8 for 21 from the field, 5 for 12 from 3, and a perfect 4 for 4 from the foul line. Their center off the bench and former NBA Sixth Man of the Year, Montrez Harrell, finished with 20 points and 9 rebounds in 29 minutes. He shot 7 for 8 from the field and 6 for 9 from the foul line. On the winning end of this matchup, the Memphis Grizzlies were led in scoring by their elite starting point guard, Ja Morant. He finished with 26 points, 6 rebounds, and 6 assists in 34 minutes. He shot 12 for 21 from the field. Their starting shooting guard, Desmond Bane, finished with 25 points and 5 assists and 4 steals, as well as 7 turnovers in 32 minutes. He shot 7 for 13 from the field, 4 for 7 from 3, and a perfect 7 for 7 from the foul line. Their starting power forward, Jaren Jackson Jr., finished with 18 points, 10 rebounds, 2 blocks as he fouled out in 31 minutes. He shot 5 for 17 from the field, 4 for 12 from 3, and 4 for 6 from the foul line. The Grizzlies starting center, Steven Adams, finished with 15 points, 11 rebounds, and 3 blocks as he fouled out in 16 minutes. He shot 6 for 8 from the field. And with this win, the Memphis Grizzlies are now 40-18. And with this loss, the Charlotte Hornets are now 29-29 on the year. Jumping out to our nation's capital, the Washington Wizards hosted the Sacramento Kings. The Kings beat the Wizards 123-110. They won this matchup by 13 after they outscored the Wizards by 10 in the third quarter, by 9 in the fourth, by a combined 19 points in the second half. On the losing end of this matchup, the Washington Wizards at home were led in scoring by their starting small forward, Kyle Kuzma. Kuzma finished with 22 points, 8 rebounds, and 7 assists in 35 minutes. He shot 7 for 14 from the field, and he shot 6 for 8 from the foul line. Their starting small forward, Corey Kispert, finished with 20 points and 6 assists in 36 minutes. He shot 7 for 16 from the field, 4 for 8 from 3, and he made both of his foul line attempts. On the winning end of this matchup, the Sacramento Kings were led in scoring by their starting point guard, De'Aaron Fox. He finished with 26 points in 38 minutes. He shot 10 for 21 from the field and 6 for 7 from 3. Their starting small forward, Harrison Barnes, finished with 21 points and 5 rebounds in 33 minutes. He shot 7 for 9 from the field and 7 for 9 from the foul line. Their starting power forward, Domantas Sabonis, finished with 16 points, 11 rebounds, and 7 assists in 34 minutes. He shot 7 for 9 from the field and a perfect 2 for 2 from the foul line. With this win, the Sacramento Kings are 22-36. With this loss, the Washington Wizards are 25-30. Jumping to New Orleans, the Pelicans hosted the San Antonio Spurs from one state over. The Spurs beat the Pelicans 124-114. The Spurs won this matchup by 10 after they outscored the Pelicans by 10 in the third quarter. On the losing end of this matchup, the hometown New Orleans Pelicans were led in scoring by their starting shooting guard, CJ McCollum. He finished with 36 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists, and 6 turnovers in 36 minutes. He shot 15 for 24 from the field, 3 for 7 from 3, and a perfect 3 for 3 from the foul line. Their elite starting small forward, Brandon Ingram, finished with 22 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists in 35 minutes. He shot 9 for 19 from the field, 1 for 5 from 3, and a perfect 3 for 3 from the foul line. Their starting center, Jonas Valanciunas, finished with 17 points and 12 rebounds in 32 minutes. He shot 7 for 11 from the field, 1 for 2 from 3, and he shot 2 for 3 from the foul line. On the winning end of this matchup, the San Antonio Spurs were led in scoring by their starting point guard, DeJounte Murray. He finished with 31 points, 7 rebounds, 12 assists, and 2 steals in 35 minutes. He shot 13 for 22 from the field, 2 for 4 from 3, and a perfect 3 for 3 from the foul line. With this win, the San Antonio Spurs are now 22-35. With this loss, the New Orleans Pelicans are now 22-34. Now taking a look at what was going on in Philadelphia. The 76ers hosted the Cleveland Cavaliers. The 76ers would end up beating the Cavaliers 103-93. They won it by 10 after they outscored the Cavaliers by 13 in the first quarter. On the losing end of this matchup, the Cavaliers were led in scoring by their starting point guard, Darius Garland. He finished with 27 points and 6 turnovers in 35 minutes. He shot 11 for 23 from the field, 3 for 6 from 3, and a perfect 2 for 2 from the foul line. And on the winning end of this matchup, the 76ers were led in scoring by their elite starting center, Joel Embiid. He finished with 40 points, 14 rebounds, 10 assists, and 3 steals in 33 minutes. He shot 11 for 22 from the field, 4 for 5 from 3, and 14 for 15 from the foul line. And with this win, the Philadelphia 76ers are now 34-22. With this loss, the Cleveland Cavaliers are 35-22 with just 1 win more. Going north of the border, the Toronto Raptors hosted the Denver Nuggets. The Denver Nuggets would beat the Toronto Raptors 110-109. They won this matchup by 1 after they outscored the Raptors by 6 in the first quarter. On the losing end of this matchup, the hometown Toronto Raptors were led in scoring by their starting power forward, Pascal Siakam. He finished with 35 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists, and 2 steals in 42 minutes. He shot 16 for 22 from the field and 3 for 7 from 3. Their all-star starting shooting guard, Fred VanVleet, finished with 25 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists in 38 minutes. He shot 7 for 14 from the field, 6 for 11 from 3, and he shot 5 for 6 from the foul line. On the winning end of this matchup, the Denver Nuggets were led in scoring by their elite starting center and the reigning NBA MVP, Nicola Jokic. He finished with 28 points, 15 rebounds, 6 assists, and 2 blocks in 35 minutes. He shot 10 for 16 from the field, and he shot 8 for 10 from the foul line. With this win, the Denver Nuggets are now 31-25. And with this loss, the Toronto Raptors are now 31-24 to give you a sense of how close they are. Jumping out to Miami, the Heat hosted the Brooklyn Nets. The Heat would beat the Nets 115-111. They won this matchup by 4 after they outscored the Nets by 6 in the second quarter and by 9 in the third, by 15 in the middle 2 quarters. On the losing end of this matchup, the Brooklyn Nets were led in scoring by their elite starting point guard out of Duke, Kyrie Irving. He finished with 29 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists alongside 2 steals in 41 minutes. He shot 10 for 22 from the field, 3 for 8 from 3, and a perfect 6 for 6 from the foul line. Their shooting guard off the bench, Cam Thomas, finished with 22 points in 32 minutes. He shot 8 for 18 from the field and 4 for 4 from the foul line. Their center off the bench, Day'Ron Sharpe, finished with 10 points and 12 rebounds in 27 minutes as he shot 5 for 6. On the winning end of this matchup, the hometown Miami Heat were led in scoring by their starting center, Bam Adebayo. He finished with 19 points, 14 rebounds, and 5 turnovers in 37 minutes. He shot 8 for 12 from the field and 3 for 5 from the foul line. The Heat's elite starting center, Jimmy Butler, starting small forward Jimmy Butler, finished with 13 points, 6 rebounds, and 3 assists in 34 minutes. He shot 4 for 11 from the field and 5 for 6 from the foul line. With this win, the Miami Heat are now 37-20. With this loss, the Brooklyn Nets are now 29-27. Jumping to Chicago, the Bulls hosted the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Bulls would win this matchup 106-101. They were able to win by 5 after they outscored the Thunder by 9 points in the second half. On the losing end of this matchup, the Thunder were led in scoring by their starting small forward, Luguentz Dort. He finished with 31 points in 38 minutes. He shot 8 for 19 from the field, 5 for 12 from 3, and he would go on to shoot 10 for 14 from the foul line. Their starting shooting guard, Josh Giddey, finished with a triple-double. He had 11 points, 12 rebounds, and 10 assists in 33 minutes. He shot 4 for 10 from the field, 1 for 2 from 3, and a perfect 2 for 2 from the foul line. On the winning end of this matchup, the Chicago Bulls were led in scoring by their starting small forward, DeMar DeRozan. He finished with 38 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists in 40 minutes. He shot 12 for 24 from the field and 14 for 16 from the foul line. Nikola Vucevic finished with 31 points, 15 rebounds, 2 steals, and 6 turnovers in 36 minutes. He shot 14 for 25 from the field and a perfect 3 for 3 from the foul line. With this win, the Chicago Bulls are now 36-21. With this loss, the Oklahoma City Thunder are now 17-39. Jumping to Dallas, the Mavericks hosted the Los Angeles Clippers, and the Clippers would end up beating the Mavericks 99-97. The Clippers won this matchup by 2 after outscoring the Mavericks by 6 points in the middle 2 quarters. It was very close between the two. On the losing end of this matchup, the hometown Mavericks were led in scoring by their elite starting shooting guard out of Slovenia, Luka Doncic. He finished with 45 points, 15 rebounds, 8 assists, and 7 turnovers in 39 minutes. He shot 15 for 33 from the field, 6 for 13 from 3, and 9 for 13 from the foul line. Their starting point guard, Jalen Brunson, finished with 22 points in 39 minutes. He shot 8 for 17 from the field, 4 for 7 from 3, and 2 for 4 from the foul line. The Mavericks had a combined 4 bench points on the entire day, and on the winning end of this matchup, the LA Clippers were led in scoring by their starting point guard, Reggie Jackson. He finished with 24 points, 5 rebounds, 8 assists, and 2 steals in 40 minutes. He shot 10 for 21 from the field, 2 for 5 from 3, and their starting shooting guard, Terrence Mann, he finished with 21 points and 9 rebounds in 35 minutes. He shot 9 for 15 from the field, 1 for 2 from 3, and 2 for 3 from the foul line. Their starting small forward, Marcus Morris Sr., finished with 20 points in 37 minutes. He shot 9 for 18 from the field, and he made his only free throw. With this win, the LA Clippers are now 28-30. With this loss, the Dallas Mavericks are now 33-24 on the year. Jumping out to Golden State in Oakland, the Warriors hosted the Los Angeles Clippers. The Warriors were able to beat the Lakers 117-115 to clinch yet another winning season in their franchise's history. And also at the same time, LeBron James was able to pass Kareem Abdul-Jabbar for the most combined points in NBA history for the playoffs and the regular season combined, which are all completely legit, like, stats that he was able to acquire against top-level competition from when he was 18 years old to where he is now. He's played over half his life in the league, and it was a matter of time before that record fell. Congratulations to LeBron James. On the losing end of this matchup, the Lakers were led in scoring by LeBron James. He finished with 26 points, 15 rebounds, and 8 assists in 38 minutes. The four-time NBA Finals MVP shot 9 for 27 from the field, 3 for 10 from 3, and 5 for 9 from the foul line. Their goated starting point guard and the NBA's all-time leader in triple-doubles, Russell Westbrook, finished with 19 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists in 35 minutes. He shot 7 for 13 from the field, 1 for 2 from 3, and a perfect 4 for 4 from the foul line. Their elite starting power forward Anthony Davis finished with 16 points, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists, as well as 3 blocks in 35 minutes. He shot 5 for 13 from the field, and he shot 6 for 10 from the foul line. On the winning end of this matchup, the Golden State Warriors at home were led in scoring by their elite starting shooting guard, Klay Thompson. He finished with 33 points and 5 rebounds in 30 minutes. He shot 12 for 22 from the field, 5 for 9 from 3, and 4 for 5 from the foul line. Their goated starting point guard, the NBA's all-time leader in three-pointers made, Stephen Curry, finished with 24 points, 5 rebounds, and 8 assists in 37 minutes. He shot 7 for 17 from the field, 1 for 8 from 3, and he shot 9 for 9, a perfect 9 for 9 from the foul line. With this win, the Golden State Warriors are 42-15. With this loss, the Los Angeles Lakers are now 26-31. They're 5 games below 500 at this point. Taking a look at what is going down in the city of Phoenix. The Suns hosted the Orlando Magic. They were able to win 132-105. They won this matchup by 27 after they outscored the Magic by 14 in the first half, and they were able to outscore them by 13 in the second half. On the losing end of this matchup, the Orlando Magic were led in scoring by their starting shooting guard, their rookie Jalen Suggs out of Gonzaga. He finished with 20 points, 6 rebounds, and 10 assists in 26 minutes. He shot 7 for 14 from the field, and he would shoot 5 for 8 from the foul line. Their starting center, Wendell Carter Jr., finished with 14 points and 11 rebounds in 26 minutes. He shot 6 for 12 from the field and 2 for 3 from the foul line. Their starting power forward, Chuma Okeke, finished with 15 points and 10 rebounds in 26 minutes. He shot 4 for 12 from the field and 3 for 4 from the foul line. On the winning end of this matchup, the hometown Phoenix Suns were led in scoring by their elite starting shooting guard, Devin Booker. Booker would finish with 26 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists in 29 minutes. He shot 10 for 24 from the field, 3 for 9 from 3, and a perfect 3 for 3 from the foul line. Their elite starting point guard, Chris Paul, finished with 10 points, 5 rebounds, 15 assists, and 2 steals in 26 minutes. He shot 4 for 11 from the field and 2 for 5 from 3. Their starting center, DeAndre Ayton, finished with 17 points and 10 rebounds in 25 minutes. He shot 8 for 11 from the field and 1 for 2 from the foul line. With this win, the Phoenix Suns are 46-10. With this loss, the Orlando Magic are now 34-45. There's a couple of NBA games going on today as the Celtics host the Atlanta Hawks. That's going to be on ESPN, and the Indiana Pacers are going to host the Minnesota Timberwolves. Taking a look at what's going on in the world of soccer at yesterday's games, going to the FIFA Club World Cup, looking first at the semifinal matchup, the third place game, Al Ahly was able to beat Al Hilal as the African club champs were able to take the bronze medal. And in the final game, the European champs Chelsea from London would beat Palmeiras out of Brazil, the South American club champs, as Chelsea's first goal would come from their elite Belgian striker Romelu Lukaku. Palmeiras' goal, or their lone goal, came from a penalty kick from their from their veteran Rafael Veiga, and then Chelsea would end up winning it thanks to a goal from their elite young center attacking mid Kai Havertz out of Germany. Looking at the English Premier League, the Manchester United was able to beat Southampton, or they were able to draw with Southampton 1-1, as Jadon Sancho scored Man United's lone goal. Of course, Man U now currently is sitting 23 points behind first place Man City as they're holding that 5th place. They are sitting 1 point behind 4th place West Ham as they're trying to qualify for Champions League next year. Speaking of Man City beat Norwich City 4-0. They would get a hat trick from Raheem Sterling and then another goal from Phil Foden in the 48th minute. Raheem Sterling, their elite English forward. In La Liga, Real Madrid would end up drawing with Villarreal, and of course, as a result of that, Real Madrid is still sitting on top of La Liga. They sit 4 points ahead of second place Sevilla. Atletico Madrid was able to beat Getafe 4-3, as they would get 2 goals from Angel Correa, a goal from Mateus Cunha, and a goal from Mario Hermoso. With this 1-goal win, they now sit 5th in the table, sitting about even with Barcelona at the moment. So that's how even and tight it is there. In Germany, the reigning Bundesliga champs Bayern Munich would lose to VfL Bochum, as both of Bayern's goals would come from their elite Polish striker Lewandowski, and all 4 of Bochum's goals would come in the first half. Taking a look at what's going down in Italy, Napoli was able to draw with Inter Milan, as that matchup would end up 1-1. Taking a look at how that shapes up the Serie A, at the moment, because they were the top 2, or they're the 2 and 3 teams going in, Inter still sits 1 game ahead of Napoli, as AC Milan has now the sole lead of the top of Serie A, but that is currently as everything is sitting right there. And taking a look at what happened yesterday in the Olympics and what was the 8th day of medaling. And first, taking a look, or I guess starting with the biathlon event in the men's 10K sprint, the gold medal was given to Johannes Tingus Bo of Norway. The silver went to France, and the bronze would go to Norway. In the cross-country skiing and the women's 4x5 kilometer relay, the gold medal went to the Russian Olympic Committee team, and silver would go to Germany, and the bronze would go to Sweden. In the skeleton event, for the women's fourth heat, the gold medal went to Hanna Niza of Germany. She would take the gold. Austria would take home the silver, and the Netherlands would take home the bronze. In the men's large hill individual ski jump, the gold medal went to Marius Lindvik of Norway. Japan would take home the silver, and Germany would take home the bronze. In the mixed team snowboarding cross big final in snowboard racing, the United States first team was able to take home this gold. Italy's first team took home the silver, and Canada's first team took home the bronze. Last but not least, in the men's 500-meter race, the gold medal went to Ting Yu Gao, as he would take home the gold, and silver would go to Korea, and the bronze would go to Japan. And then that is everything I have for you, as once we are done with today's exhibitions, matchups, and Olympic events, I will come back tomorrow on Monday, February 14th for another episode. So until then, I want to thank everyone for listening to this piece. I do hope all is well, and I will follow this episode up with a Super Bowl preview. I do want to thank the ESPN, FIFA, NFL, NCAA, and Olympic websites for giving me all the facts and figures. And once everything's done today, I'll come back tomorrow. I'm sorry if I butchered the names. I do eventually plan on getting them right. And with that said, thanks for listening. I hope all is well, and I will catch you with a piece immediately after this. And of course, I hope you enjoy your Super Bowl Sunday. Peace out.